He's the same type of player that finished last night. They always do the same thing until we win and until we win. Okay, I have some very technical things that I would like to get it. They will go yeah, some of them are some of them are here what I don't waste your time on this. The average party wants to intend for you. He's not speaking about the mutualization pipeline. They're not speaking about that. That's why you have a what I'm telling people, if you're independent, don't waste your vote for that way. I hope you support us because that will be the last chance to have a better country and to keep doing that. Okay. All right, so. I guess we're staying here.
They were actually from Real Quebec. You know that?
Looking at the details, that's kind of
So I know one point and the other side. And the reason that they don't make it block is not the least of what they did not like
I thought he was certain, but I guess they
Absolutely right about it. I would like to do the independentist movement in the Olympic like you say, only about 10% of the population. Look at the people. They're not getting the position. I hope it will stay like that. But now these people want to stay for they want more autonomy for players, like you in Alberta. So that's why I have some of them that are supporting it, but you still have a minority of them that are from independence. But the independence of what you like if it's not popular.
Now, what I would love to
yeah, and they told he's really last time all the promise that was established.
That's what I want. I want this country to grow. That's why this country. Imagine what is this strong Alberta, the United Canada. That's so beautiful.
Right now, it's the case that in Quebec, power and other provinces because of the case of the day. Fighting for that system. That's all that for. Radical decentralization. You can go on our website, People's Party of Canada, you can read the speech at the delivery in front of separatists. And I told them, you need to vote for us, don't vote for the other separatist party. You need to vote for us, we are your issue. If you want to separate, do your things at the election. Don't vote for them that way. That's my point. Don't waste your vote for that. This is down. I spoke with and I know I know a lot of things about that. I spoke with Patrick. I I spoke with the friend of science, so I know that why that's why we're cancer.
Maxine, we're with you. We are.
We're going to build a strong country together. And if there's some separatists in Alberta, we'll show them that, we are the last chance. But I cannot control them.
Very good. Very good. Maxine, thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a nice day. Hello, Maxine. How are you? Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, yeah. I think you're right. Turn abortion to murder, and I said that I'm against selective abortion. So in our party, I didn't come
Oh no, that's okay. And that's the same platform in 2021, and then it'll be the same platform in 2024. We want to actually change that
separate
The original wild rose peppers. I'm really sad.
And Nathan Cruz is one of them.
He is. Yeah, and I voted for him as a wild rose. And then I voted for him. Actually, he wasn't the wild rose candidate. He was the campaign manager for the wild rose campus. But I remember after I did a meeting in Wild Town, and I went to it, and I'm thinking, this Nathan guy's really struggling. This guy that's running is not so much. And then very shortly after, he was on the lake. So, but I really wish that the wild rose had stuck it out one more round. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Because they would have been
Let's just
that's because legally you can't amalgamate two parties.
MC, Josh with the hat on. Yeah. No, his wife's sick. No way for him.
This guy, you gotta be careful. The guy who's shaking hands with Max.
Yep.
Okay. He's saying he's gonna be trouble.
What was that? What was that?
He can be trouble. He can be trouble.
Okay.
Well, I think
There's some confusion online about whether you should order taking the vaccine at all. There seems to be a lot of division between the politicians and maybe the average Joe. Well, clearly you can't say all. It's all of the So I mean, your position is that it's unreasonable even to push the vaccine. But would you say it's reasonable with the 99.7% survival rate that's targeted on 60 plus demographic? What about this Bank of Canada thing? What about the Bank of Canada thing? Because to me, well, no, but we know that that's not yet there. Okay, so it's all money from nothing at interest, right? Okay, that's the wrong ball position. But specifically, Pierre Poilievre stood up in Parliament 2 days ago and said the Bank of Canada Act, circa 1935, has been contravened because there is a specific money printing limit based on annual revenues, and it's been exceeded by. money into existence through government spending, restrained at 30% above and beyond annual revenues on an annualized basis, and then you had to pay it back. But now there's a endless credit limit, right? Would you agree in that? Okay, so what Pierre Poilievre pointed out in Parliament the other day was that the Bank of Canada Act has been superseded in this 2020 year because they printed 3 times more money than the actual debt of the country. Right? No, we don't have to change the act. We have to follow the act, which means all of the spending from 2020 was actually illegal. All right. But is that not the significance of what Pierre Poilievre pointed out? Yeah, but then you do agree with what he's pointed out is that
Keep an eye out for a guy with a Captain America hat, or it could be a shirt and camouflage pants.
Okay, so you're familiar with Homer versus Bank of Canada? Okay, and they did that politically.
And I want to give a
That's a political issue, not politics itself. Sure. Okay, so that's why I'm bringing
yeah, no, that's fine. And then I'll give you $10.
Every single thing that's going on with COVID and the Great Reset is the fact that money for government interest by private bankers is controlling
Big Brother's going to steal my
politics in this country rather than our own dollar printed by ourselves.
There's the $10 for that, and then I want to give a donation of $20.
Well, sure. But if all the 2020 spending exceeded the bank, it was enabled by the no, but it was enabled by the. If it's been enabled by the Bank of Canada, it was against the Bank of Canada. Therefore, all of the money that was spent illegally. Prosecute every single person in government. Do you understand that there are those of us that want to see the politicians pushing the vaccine and this Great Reset punished harshly? Well, I hope you are, but I am one of these non-politicians that wants to see punishment in this
And that's another discussion.
I appreciate your time.
I'm want to change the public opinion. That's the most important. You want to sue them.
We don't want you to hear
I want to see laws enforced. And that's what now starts with Trudeau, and that includes his entire republic.
It's not the Constitution. The problem is the punishment. They don't follow the law. They don't follow the Constitution. That's the problem. We must change politics.
But if the money was spent illegally, that should be grounds to overturn the government. There you go. It's fraud.
He can steal all the money from all of us. He can steal the money from all of us, spend it, and get away with it.
Is that the guy that's a sheep disturber? I'm keeping an eye on him. One of them.
Right now in Broadway, in public, he can steal from every single
Okay, they mean well though.
get away with it.
I think it is. I'm going to go after it.
And I steal from him and spend his money from him to jail.
I appreciate your time. We want to see the RCMP take action.
On behalf of all the public that have their nickel and dime services, the RCMP, take him down. I love you too. I love your actions and I love your energy.
Yeah, I know. And the courts and also the police. So I'm not politician. So I want to have office to change the law. But also there's the
There's 3 levels of government. Who spent the money illegally? Is it municipal, provincial, or federal? Who spent the money illegally and go after them?
they have to go after.
All 3 levels have their hands in the cookie basket? Then all 3 levels should be investigated by the RCMP.
Everybody that was in it together.
They should all be investigated by the RCMP.
They're doing a good job. I'm not going to be together. I'm ready to
Thanks for coming up. I appreciate your answers. Being honest, but you can't divide what you're studying. He represents.
This guy is lying, and I don't know where he is. He's lying about me, so I don't have to deal with it. I don't want to hear about it.
I get it. He represents a lot of angry people. No. We need to reel them in. We need to reel them into the light, right? But listen, I don't slander people. I don't think that's right. That's not for me. I distance myself. Thanks for your guy fundamentally, but he's got points, and these guys are not necessarily similar. Okay, so the main point that I was trying to drive was he was in Parliament a couple of days ago when he pointed out that the Bank of Canada Act has very specific restrictions, 30% of people that money lending capability, and that is to restrain inflation. So what's happened is last year the Canadian government tripled our historical debt. Very simply, on the prosecutions, experimental vaccine, that's what these guys are saying. Of course, it takes a guy that doesn't care what no, I'm not taking it, which is why they just want to sue it out in court. I'm sorry, people's rights are ruined by this. There's no suing it out of court. Kevin James went to jail for 6 months, and he's been all the politicians seems to be yelling at us. So what are my prospects, right? You know, like, is our country or is it? Well, I'm looking at it from a Canadian perspective. On the greater perspective, you've got the federal right? And they've got this same fucking thing going on, but it's a lot more complicated now because it's ingrained in law to be private. Ours is supposed to be public by law, like the Bank of Canada has. It is a public central bank for and by the people. And what the federal government has done has superseded the Bank of Canada Act in order to take an expansionary, credit expansionary position since 1974, which is why a house, you can have a house and a car in 1970 on a single salary, raise 5 children, but in 2021, you've got to be a millionaire. Right? You know what I mean? Like, maybe not a millionaire, but pretty fucking close, right? So why do you want the? Well, that's because of what they've chosen to do. This started under Pierre Elliott Trudeau and John Chrétien, and it escalated from onwards. And then you look at the inflation charts, and you look at the currency printing. They're equivalent. They match them up. They hijacked our currency.
So how can we put that back?
We have to restore the Bank of Canada to what the Bank of Canada Act envisioned. I'm not entirely against a form of
Waking up to their own.
They are.
I'm not a backer of digital currency. What I'm suggesting is we can have our own currency at the Bank of Canada if they follow the actual law. Number one, and that you can't get that information. Alberta should establish its own bank to back it on there for 200 years. Right? So, yeah, so the country has currency. It's back in the oil, it's back in the forest, it's back in the and then you kick Bill Gates out, and then you stop the rail lines in Manitoba. Now, to China, to Vancouver, and you see your Chinese chickens this way.
We got me brought him here. Oh, come on.
Our freedom is something that started all the moment now. Is not going to dictate our freedom. And I disagree with that. We need to come together. That is fantasy. I also put one together. Yeah, we call it the filthy real. That's all. We need to come together. Are we going to get everybody to come together? That's not freedom. That's a fantasy that's never going to happen. Freedom is accepting the circumstances that are right there and making the best of it. That's freedom. What does freedom mean to you? It's not just accepting the majority or feeling comfort zone through a majority or through a group. Accept it. Expressing individuality, and that's real freedom. What? Thank you. Everybody wants to have this is an open mic. This isn't about censorship. It is about keeping freedom alive, man. I'm not here for fame, I'm not here for a group. I'm only here for freedom. That's it.
Pain in the ass, eh?
So we gotta work for a problem. Now we gotta find some values. We gotta point some things out. We can correct it.
I guess that was that.
What's that?
Talk is that they were talking about, eh? That, they were talking about that. Yeah.
That's what you want. I mean, I've seen some aerial carpets and safer it's just wrong. Seriously, you ever written to the carpet? Oh, hey, this is wrong. Please don't really. Seriously, everyone wants to what can you say? Just because someone's afraid of you doesn't mean they should have the right to tell you that you can shut up.
censorship has never been Canada. It's never been the United States. It's never been any Western country that has followed the promises of democracy.
States like Florida and Texas that are
That's what true freedom is. Being able to choose who our leaders are. You don't have to agree who won the election, but that doesn't mean it wasn't democratic. The majority of people voted. And the majority of folks determined who won the election. That's just how the election is. That's how democracy works. You don't agree with it? That's your democracy. That's okay. But I say in Belarus, for instance, if you spoke up and said that you didn't agree how the election went, you get in trouble with the government. That's not right. That's what Bill C-36 will make that crime and make you liable to pay up to $7,000 in bodies. Just because the government didn't like what you said. I mean, it's time for freedom. And it's time for us to stand up and defend it. We need to tell the government no to Bill C-36 and also no to Bill C-6. It's time for us to stand up, take hold of freedom, and never, ever give it up. Let's hear it for freedom! Thank you very much for your time.
We got the world famous Ryan tax dog in a moment.
Hey guys, I just want to let you know I just completed the 100-day 2 weeks challenge. Alright, this series of runs to the 100 days within 2 weeks, all in the same career. The 100 day represents are going to be 100% free from this tyranny. And the 2 weeks run. What that was originally supposed to last, flatten the curve. That's why he did this. Raise awareness for our freedom movement. Time to fight. It's time to stop this tyranny now. And stand for our freedom. Freedom is essential. We are essential. 1%.
Good sign, the yellow sign there.
What's that?
Yellow sign there. Good sign. Bear sign. Paying attention to that, Bears.
There, 51537. TF Road.
51,000 deaths according to the government of the United States.
There you go.
Look at them. Do the same. As within, as without. Everyone is manifesting a reflection of their inner environment. True happiness is the absence of the pursuit of happiness. Freedom isn't looking at circumstances of perspective because the people, the situation isn't exactly what life is to be or intended to be. So actual freedom is accepting that nothing is ever exactly like that. Both let us from begging, pleading, the outside yourself, knowing and saying your freedom from just serving yourself. Listening to your heart, and to know your intention, believing in it, manifesting your freedom to be yourself. A lot of people think that really overcomplicated. Being hard to take it.
Testing. COVID-19. No, I'm not starting messages on my phone. Kenny! Can you hear me now?
My youngest is That's the world freedom. There's 150 countries rallying around the world today. That's that one.
Okay, so you just have me like, sorry. Well, it's never too late.
This one's now, and that one's the eight it's a whole movement.
Sorry, I'm
A little love aggressive this one. Oh, she wants lots of love. She'll do this for half an hour. Coco? And because she's so light, we call her Coco Latte. And she smiles a lot. Which one do you have? Another one? Yeah, this one's our doctor, his experience versus what the news said. Oh, thank you. Appreciate that.
Welcome to the Alberta Legislature grounds. Are you excited to be here for liberty? We have an exciting show for you today. Who heard that Maxime Verde is here? We've got Roger Hodgkinson coming. here. And you know what? You can watch some more great speeches when we're done down there. They're going to have Mark Friesen, the Grizzly Patriot, and some other things. So I'm excited to be here! Now we're going to welcome up Yana. Yana is going to get us started off right with the singing of our national anthem. Please sing along.
Our home and native land, through pain and love, in all our songs command. With glowing heart we see thee rise, the true North, strong and free. From far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. From deep our land, glorious and free. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Thank you, Yana. Who remembers singing that song every day in school? Does it still mean something to you? Who could have predicted we would see so much liberty destroyed in just a year and a half? In just a year and a half, we have seen our governments ban us from visiting family, prohibited us from hugging, laughing, crying with loved ones. We were forced to watch family members and friends die alone in glass cages, all the while our healthcare professionals made TikTok dance videos just down the hospital highway. Oh, our living history, the elderly in care homes are still in lockdown. And the prevailing popular political response is, great, it's for their safety. We owe these people our very existence, yet we throw them in prison and put the keys in the hands of power-hungry bureaucrats. I guess it's okay, they feel safe, right? For the last year and a half, we have suspended necessary surgeries and medical diagnostic treatment, causing an unknown number of deaths. One of those was Jerry Dunham, a middle-aged father of 2 young girls. All he needed was a pacemaker. But for his safety, we denied his surgery. He's dead now. And now his kids have lost their dad forever. How many of these stories will never be told? For a year and a half, we the people let these politicians put us all in solitary confinement. Most people begged for it. Why did they beg for it? Because we were programmed to beg for it. It should come as no surprise. The federal government owns the media and has for generations. It's just blatantly obvious now. Stephen Harper had the chance to abolish the CBC, but he didn't take it. Justin Trudeau has gone even further and now simply pays all of his favorite media organizations directly. Not that it matters anyhow, as most of our media is foreign-owned by globalist billionaires. Even before Trudeau bought them off, they were all spouting the globalist propaganda already. Our governments and media are in a completely fascist relationship. For your safety has been been the motto for the entirety of human history, used for a select few to trample on the liberty of the majority. In the last year and a half, we have watched the abolition of the middle class. Mom and pop businesses were left to die while the corporations got enough quote-unquote free government money to pay out big bonuses to the executives, all the while screwing the consumer on every level. WestJet got millions, and yet customers have to fight tooth and nail to get a simple refund. Landlords were forbidden from evicting those who did not pay the rent. The renters were given free government money to pay the rent, but many didn't and instead spent the money on debilitating street drugs, contributing to yet another spike in overdoses. More destroyed families and more destroyed individuals, all at the hand of the government. It's an old story. The government never creates. The government only destroys. When a politician promises to create a job, he is lying. No politician has ever created a job, nor will they ever. Every dime they take in taxes is a dime taken away from job creation. Canadians now pay more in taxes than the serfs ever did. This pandemic has seen our Canadian debt rise to over $1 trillion. Last year, they broke the debt clause. The mobile truck that traveled across the country informing citizens what they owe in payment for the government's reckless spending literally ran out of digits last year. To pay off just the federal debt, every man, woman, and child in the country owes close to $30,000. And that's just the federal debt. That's not the debt that the clown on the roof has incurred! Or the clown under the pyramid! The government and the media, which might as well be the same organization at this point, have been terrorizing the people with the climate crisis. Plastic is slightly dangerous.
What about the turtles?
Plastic drinking straws are hazardous. Gasoline and diesel fuel are now on par with CFCs. You must cut your consumption. Better yet, just stop breathing. But please wear a useless plastic face mask! And don't worry, we will give a billionaire like Elon Musk and all of his rich customers subsidies to buy an electric car, which in Alberta will be fueled by fossil fuel. Let's just ignore all the child slave labor that goes on in the lithium mines. Let's just ignore the tremendous amount of energy that goes into the manufacturing and recycling of these silly vehicles. Let's ignore the reality that Canada gets so cold that these vehicles will achieve less than 40% of their advertised range and efficiency in the wintertime. The government continuously restricts businesses in Canada with obscene environmental requirements while simultaneously encouraging trade with China. The same China that built 350 coal-fired power plants last year alone. The same China which is engaged in multiple genocides at the same time. The same China that imprisons people for their faith and makes them slaves of the state, just like Jason Kennedy and Tyler Shandro. The same China that harvests the organs of these slaves while they are still alive and sells them to the highest bidder. The same China that abducted unlicensed pregnant women off the street and aborted their babies, leaving them to die in 5-gallon buckets with our blessing. The same China that wiped Taiwan off the map with nothing more than a stroke of a pen. What was Trudeau's response and the response of Air Canada? Maps in Canada no longer showed Taiwan as a country. Now they show China. I wonder when China will annex Canada. I guess outsourcing should be the least of our worries. Anyone remember how appeasement has worked out in world history? Yet that is all the politicians seem to be doing, because we like cheap stuff. People would be upset if they had to pay an extra $30 for a pair of running shoes. So who cares about human rights? Now this government is blaming the Catholic Church for the atrocities that were in many of the residential schools. It was a government program! The Catholic Church was essentially contracted by the government to do exactly what they did. It was wrong on every level. But why is the government not taking responsibility? If the protesters were burning down this building, they would already be in prison. Now this government is forcing an untested, unproven, experimental needle into the arms of everyone over the age of 12. Soon to be everyone over the age of 5. People are dying, lots of them. So many of them, they are having a hard time cooking the books. The CDC removed over half of the reported deaths from the mayor's database this week. Did anybody hear about that? About 6,000 deaths were removed from the mayor's database. So here we are today, protesting for our liberty. Liberty which has been gone for quite some time now. And the federal government is only 2 months speaking of the liberty. Derek Sloan and the one and only Maxine Bernier. 2 lone voices in the wilderness. 2 guards on the watchtower sounding the alarm, who are scorned, ridiculed, and minimized. Like Alexandra, Maxine Bernier is a lawyer turned career politician. Can we trust him? Can he fix this? The answer is no, and no, and I don't think any offense to that. Politicians can never be trusted, and by themselves they will never fix anything. That is our job. It is our job to hold him accountable. It is our job to hold him to account. The circus is coming to town. We'll just wait for just a minute here. No content. Leave alone. Let the sheriff deal with it. Do not touch him. Do not touch him. There may be more instances like that, so please be the bigger people and just let the sheriff deal with it. Thank you, Sheriff! The sheriff has treated us like absolute gold down here. The sheriff has stood behind our stand for liberty. Give the sheriff one more round of applause. What I was going to say about Matt now is that at least he wants to be held accountable. That's a pretty good start. The real work will be rekindling the fires of liberty in the bellies of the Canadian people. We need people to demand nothing less when we can choose. We are okay with being told what types of guns we're allowed to keep. We're okay with being locked down in our houses until these attitudes change and people demand freedom over safety. Maxime Bernier will only secure himself a cushy government job. It is up to us to make sure he keeps his promises. If you want to be free, you better start acting free. You better start kicking up a fuss every time they put their jackboots on your neck. When they push, you shove. Maxime Bernier, just like me, is merely a fallible man. Just like all of us. The only way this gets better is if we work together to fix this. We need all hands on deck. The decision was always ours to make. Freedom or perceived safety. We decide. We have an awful lot of work to do. It is on us to start the fires of liberty. No politician can do that for us. We must do it ourselves, and Mad Max will go wherever the wind blows him. I know we have said we don't want politicians on this platform. We have decided to make an exception. Mad Max reached out and asked to speak here as one of only 2 federal politicians to speak out against all of this insanity, and we welcome him here. He is no Messiah, but if he is for real, he just might represent the people if the people will stand for themselves. Please welcome to the stage the leader of the People's Party of Canada, Maxime Bernier.
Hello everybody, how are you? Today I want to discuss with you briefly 2 ideas, freedom and tenacity. You are here today because, like me, you know that if we don't gain back our freedom, we won't have human dignity, equality of rights, and economic prosperity. Freedom is the foundation of our society. We are here today because we are fighting for our Western civilization values. And we know that our freedoms are under attack. And I'm supposed to be happy today with you because you are fighting with me for our way of life. But I'm mad, and you can call me Mad Max today. I'm mad, yes, because our freedom is under attack by the UN and the globalists and all these people that want to impose their vision of our society. By the UN, by the Paris Accord, by the UN with their compact on migration. Our freedom is under attack also by the Trudeau government with their Bill C-36. That bill on hate speech, that's an excuse to censor us on social media. Our freedom is also under attack by the Liberals and, yes, by the Conservatives with their policies on mass immigration and extreme multiculturalism. Our freedom is also under attack by the Bank of Canada. The Bank of Canada is printing money out of thin air. We call that the inflation tax, and that eats away our purchasing power. The Trudeau inflation tax, it's a hidden tax, and that's the worst tax. You can feel it if you do your grocery. You'll see that there's 4 or 5% inflation, and that will grow. Our freedom is also under attack by the radical leftists, the wokes, the mainstream media that are telling us that we are racist, that we must not be proud to be Canadian. I'm telling them we are saying no to racial politics. So that's why I'm mad. And I believe you must be mad like me. You must be mad and fight for our principles. So that's why I want to speak about tenacity. Maybe our ideas, our principles are not shared with the majority of Canadians now. But it's not because an idea is popular that that idea is just and true. And it's not because that our ideas are not that popular today that our ideas, our freedom ideas, are not just and true. They are. They are, and we will win that battle because we must do together an ideological revolution, and we will win that revolution, that common sense revolution together. Because common sense is that common today. And it's never the wrong time to fight for what is right. You know, Thomas Jefferson once said, when people fear their government, there is tyranny. But when the government fears the people, there is liberty. And I'm telling right now to these elite establishments to speak about what is happening here right now in Canada. Because what is the goal? To have the best ideas, the best principles, the best policies. If we don't speak openly with passion and conviction about our values, we need to do that. You need our voice, and I need your vote. And you will have the opportunity to do that soon. Because I believe that Trudeau will put us in election. I'm okay with that because I'm ready to fight, and I can tell you the People's Party of Canada will be the biggest surprise for these elite journalists or politicians the day of the election. Our values, our Western civilization values, everybody is equal before the law. We believe in freedom of speech. We believe in freedom of assembly. We believe that we have the constitutional right to travel across the country, outside the country, without showing any papers. We will end these draconian lockdowns. We believe that every business is essential. We believe that we must reopen our churches now. We don't believe in a vaccine passport. And actually, that may come soon. In Quebec, actually, right now, the Quebec government is telling Quebecers that if they don't have 90%, 90, of the population in Quebec with 2 doses of vaccine, the 1st of September, they will impose a vaccine passport for Quebecers to go to restaurants. So that's why that fight is important. Unvaccinated and the one non-vaccinated. We are not living in a communist country. Everybody must be equal before the law. So, you know that what I'm doing right now, it's based on 4 principles: individual freedom, personal responsibility, respect, and fairness. And I can tell you that I will never, never compromise with our principles. And I want to end with a quote from John F. Kennedy that I really liked, that he said at his inaugural speech in 1961. In 1961, JFK said to Americans, "In the long history of the world, only few generations have been granted the role of defending freedom in its maximum hour of danger. You are that generation. This is your role, and now is the time." We will defend our freedoms against these authoritarian governments that are imposing it on us. They are imposing their draconian measures on us. That must end. And you know what? We may be a minority right now, but I know there's a silent majority out there that don't have the courage of their conviction, or they don't know the truth. I count on you. You can count on me. These people will come on our side. They will come on our side.